channel. It's Christina at Homeschooling Grace, and today's video is a special video. I'm super excited to announce that I did a collaboration with My Father's World, and I have a pre-printable download that will be linked in the description box of this video from My Father's World about how to get started homeschooling. So if you're new here and you want to learn how to get started homeschooling, or even if you're a pro and you're like, did I start all this in the best way I could? Then check out this link. I'm super excited, and I'm going to have it shown here somewhere. You can see it. And I thought I'd just go through some of it with you. So I'm just super excited about this, and that it's launched, and it's just so cool and so exciting. So let's dive in and talk about it. So how to get started homeschooling. So you'll see on the first page, it's just my story of how I started homeschooling. And I'll let you go read that yourself. But if you are new here, I'll pause really quick and share. I am a mom of 5 daughters, ages, well, tomorrow is my oldest birthday, so 12, 8, 6, 4, and 2. Oh my goodness. So we are coming up on birthday season, and so my oldest kicks it off, and then we've got everyone's birthdays through December. So it is a lot of birthdays in a short amount of time, but it's fun. Okay, so to start out, so it's a 10-point series on how to get started homeschooling. So the first one is to pray about it. That is the best place to start. You can't start anywhere else, especially if you're a believer, and most likely if you watch my channel, you are a believer in Christ, because we talk a lot about My Father's World, which is a Christian curriculum. So start out with praying. Number 1, that is the most important thing. And that you and your husband should pray about it together. That's the most important part. Okay. Number 2 is let go of the goal of perfection. As you start homeschooling, you're going to have these perfect images of what homeschooling is going to be like, and it's going to go perfectly, and the kids are going to love it, and you're going to love it, and everyone's going to be so happy, and you'll have cookies at the end, and then your school day may end, everyone's crying, you're crying, the work pages didn't get done, the toddler came and colored on all the work pages, and maybe your teacher's manual, or you spilled coffee on your teacher's manual, and you're crying. Did I mention that? You might be crying. So, let go of your perfection. It's not going to look like a Pinterest homeschooling day. It's going to be messy at times, and you just give it up to God. So, don't have high expectations in that regard. Okay, number 3, find homeschool laws in your state. So the best place to go is to hslda.org. And that is linked in the printable, so you can go there, and with My Father's World, you get a discount. You get a $25 membership discount. What am I trying to say? So that's really cool. And so we actually are part of HSLDA, and it's nice to have just that kind of blanket over you for homeschooling, to have a legal team behind you in case something goes wrong. So, but I doubt anything will, so don't fear. Okay, the next thing is number 4, to decide your budget. There are so many wonderful curriculums, and obviously we love My Father's World here, and we've used it now we're going on our 6th year. Is that it? My goodness, let me count. Preschool. Yeah, 6 years. It's crazy. Okay, so if your budget is low, you could do a basic package with My Father's World, or a deluxe package, or you could go with a different curriculum if it doesn't work, or there's free curriculums. You can piecemeal your curriculum. There's so many options nowadays. Like, it's endless. Just don't get overwhelmed, because there can be a lot. And I obviously go into more depth in this, so, download it and go through it, and, if you want, you can print it out and highlight parts if you need certain things. So don't take everything from this video. Go click and download it. Okay. So number 5, discover your child's learning style. Did you know there's different learning styles? I don't think I always knew this. I kind of thought it was, you know, you go to school and everyone learns the same way. Well, that's not how it typically is. You've got visual learners, auditory learners, tactile, kinesthetic. Um, there's a ton of variety, and you can go and search, you know, what each of them means. Um, but it's super helpful to know what your child's learning style is. If they're super hands-on and need all the manipulatives, that's typically more kinesthetic. If they're visual, you can't just read it all to them. They need to kind of see a picture of it to get it stuck in their heads. If they're auditory, they can just listen to it and it will stick. I think I said kinesthetic was learning through touch. That's tactile. Kinesthetic is by movement and doing things. So like, you know, doing big movements if they're trying to learn something. So that's super helpful. If you can typically kind of tell how your kid is, how your child is with their learning styles at an early age, I have found. Okay, number 6, pick your curriculum. So you've picked your budget, you decided your budget, you've kind of figured out your kid's learning style, and now you go to pick your curriculum. And it's super important to pick the right curriculum that works for your family, and sometimes that can be hard, and if you have a large family. What I loved about My Father's World when I got started out homeschooling was that, like, I got the box, and it was like, here, try this. And it had everything, and I didn't have to, like, guess what was going to work and what was not going to work. I just had the box, and I could use it, and it was like, oh, this works. Like, I don't have to, like, go from curriculum to curriculum. I can just pick my one box, and it comes and it arrives on my doorstep. And it gives me everything we need. It gives me our math, our language arts, our, you know, everything. So that was like such a blessing in the beginning. Okay, number 7 is prepare your homeschool space. So that's really the fun part. You know, I've got this board that I just love, and I try and put new things up as I think of it, and it makes it super fun. So I have a homeschool room. We've not always had a homeschool room. We've had to do school at the table when we lived in a smaller home, and I'd get little areas to set up, so like to keep all the curriculum put away. Or when I was pregnant, we'd do school on the couch because I had to lay on the couch a lot because I just felt yucky, and it was just easier, so I'd keep the books somewhere in the living room. So kind of figure out your best, what you need for your family right now, what area you have available, and just make it fun, and, you know, or make it just simple. You don't have to go crazy. Just make it work for your family. Number 8, make a schedule. Planning is super important when it comes to homeschooling, because really it's like a full-time job, homeschooling, especially when you have lots of kids. And like I said, I have 5, and so I need to have a schedule. I'm not saying you have to be like legalistic about it and like this super rigid, like this is what we're doing, but be flexible in it, but still have a plan. So, you know, be consistent, starting at the same time, eliminate distractions. You know, as a mom, we want to get everything else done, like laundry and dishes, but just plan to do those that are not during school hours. So I typically try and get up before all my kids so I can get all my laundry done, or at least going before them, and then I switch it and I can fold during like lunchtime when we typically have like a rest time. And so when it's quiet time, I can fold. So that's what works best for us. Turn off your cell phone so that it's not dinging during school time. That can be a big distraction. So just have, you know, make it work for you guys, but make a schedule that works for you. Don't recreate the wheel. So, and the teacher's manual is super helpful. It makes the planning super easy because it's just like line by line. This is what we do. So that's always been what I kind of would go through. Like, okay, if we can get all this section done in the manual, it's like, okay, I did it. So I love that. Okay, number 9 is find a community. So this would be like a co-op of some sort, or a synergy group that My Father's World has. They have these really cool synergy guides that typically come with the curriculum that you pick, especially if you get the deluxe one, and they're super helpful. And we have always really enjoyed those. We've always really enjoyed a co-op. We have not done a synergy group, I'll be honest. But in our co-op, a lot of families do use My Father's World, but we're kind of all on different levels. So we've never really been able to like synergize and all be on the same, like family cycle. Okay, number 10, the last one, is to pray again, always. Pray during your schooling and remember why you started. So, and don't forget that My Father's World is here to help. I also have a ton of videos on this YouTube channel, Homeschooling Grace, to help you in your homeschooling journey. I do weekly updates as often as I can, and it's super fun to homeschool. Just have fun with it. Don't get stressed out over it, but have fun, and you will love this new journey that you're on with your children. And I'm so excited to get to be a part of this by sharing this with you guys on how to get started homeschooling. So don't forget, this is the last time. Go click that download button in the link below. And if you like this video, here are some other videos to go and check out. And I hope to see you at the next video. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.